It is in this spirit that I accept your nomination and will try to justify it.
That was a clip from former U.S. Senator from Maine, Edmund Muskie's acceptance speech for his nomination as Vice President of the United States. Happened on this day in 1968 at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Muskie and the presidential nominee, Vice President Hubert Humphrey, would later lose the November election to Republicans Richard Nixon and Spiro Agnew. According to the Portland Press-Herald, Muskie was the third full-time Maine resident to become a major party vice presidential nominee. Former Senator Muskie is going to be the focus of our Pine Tree Trivia today.
All right, so we're asking you this. What does the S stand for in Edmund S. Muskie? Oh. Was it Sylvester, Sixtus, Silas, or Sullivan? Edmund Silas Muskie. Edmund Sylvester Muskie. Which one do you think?
I think Sullivan has the best ring.
Edmund Sullivan Muskie.
No, Edmund Sylvester.
I'm going to go Sylvester.
Edmund Sylvester Muskie. That has a good
I like
ring
Sylvester too, actually.
Okay.
We all agree on that one?
Yeah,
all right, we're all saying A.
That's probably that Sixtus. I didn't even know that was a name.
It is that Sixtus. Muskie's parents were Catholic, so his middle name comes from the 15th and 16th century popes. His parents were also Polish immigrants. In fact, Polish was the only language that Muskie spoke until he was about 4. And Edmund's father, Stephen's last name was originally Marszewski, but he changed it to Muskie same year that Edmund got born, and that was in 1914. So.
All right, and this day in history was significant for some other reasons too. For example, this at-home media would be forever changed after this day in 1997 when Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings founded Netflix. As you probably know, it started as an online DVD rental business before eventually becoming an on-demand video subscription service in 2007. It's now the most subscribed video on-demand streaming media service. It has more than 300 million paid memberships in more than 190 countries. So there you go.
I remember waiting for the mail to show up. I remember ordering them.
Completely.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the mail. And like, yay, came that little red envelope, and you're like, get to watch it.
Yep. And then when it started producing its own programming, much of which got immediate critical acclaim, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good idea. That was the end of Blockbuster. So
it was.
That was literally the end of Blockbuster. So. Yeah, made it a lot easier. All right, today's also pretty significant. If you're a Beatles fan, it was this day in 1958 that George Harrison joined the Quarrymen as a guitarist. The Quarrymen would eventually become the Beatles, and Harrison was the lead guitar player for the Fab Four.
Now, you're a huge Beatles fan. Did you know that they were the Quarrymen?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, if that had been the question, what were the Beatles before the Beatles?
Yeah.
I also could have told you who's the fifth Beatle. So there is a fifth Beatle. Okay. So before Ringo was the drummer, they had an original drummer before Ringo, and they kicked him out of the band, and then Ringo joined, and then the Beatles became famous. So this guy, Pete Best, was the original drummer for these guys, and he never got to experience fame because they never were famous when he was in the group. They kicked him out, Ringo comes in, they make it, and all of a sudden...
Poor Pete. Don't you feel bad for Pete?
He's like, literally, he's like, there goes my lottery ticket. He's like, I'm just kidding, I love you guys. This day, 1966, the Beatles finished their 4th American tour with their last public concert. It was held at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. They played to an audience of about 25,000 people. 7,000 tickets got unsold. Band members reportedly said that the stress of Beatlemania had just become too much, and that ended their live performing career. The band did not break for another 4 years. That was in April of 1970. So, yeah.
Okay.
Surprised us, like they didn't sell that out.
It's so interesting that the fans were so rabid that they couldn't handle their own excitement anymore. That's wild.
It was insane.
That's wild.
It was before me, but I've seen the videos.
Yeah, right.
So I see what they look like. It is crazy. So there were 25,000 people at that concert in Candlestick Park. And if that was their last live performance, how many people have said that they were at that? 6.4 million.
Right.
Oh, I was there. Yeah. Okay. Sure you were. Yeah.